All right, y'all. Well, there she is. She's peeled. This side here is the side that there was a bit of a gap at the edge of the seat, right? When I showed you when I was putting the PVA on. And it kind of captured the masking tape just a little bit. What I did is I just run the razor blade down the end and kept busting off the plastic until I could peel all the masking tape off. It's sticking up a little bit. It's not even a 1/16 of an inch. Is it worth me sanding and getting? No, it's not. Well, I'm going to leave it just the way it is. To be honest, you're going to have to let me know in the comments here. Man, this thing is good and solid. I mean, that thing. I mean, it's just like it was when it was new. It's good and solid. A little heavier, not much. Still relatively light. There may be a total of quart or so, maybe a little more of resin on there. I could have gone a little thinner with the resin, but you know, being in a hurry, like we were on every aspect of this thing, trying to get all the material wet and stuck before it started going off on us. That'll always, you know, I never even took a saturation roller to this thing and rolled it because there just wasn't any time. When I did the first go round with the strip in the middle and the pieces on the bottom, the rollers were out. I never had time. Once it starts gelling up, if you put the rollers on, the rollers will actually lift it up instead of pushing any air that you have in there down. But we don't see any air voids in this surface at all. I haven't seen anything. Nope. Even at the edges, man, there might be a little bit underneath the surface here. But for the most part, man, for me, it's a 9.5 out of 10, man. Look at that bad boy. She's ready to go right back in the go-kart. All the holes are filled and plugged. We're ready to get the cart off the, well, it's not on a vertical stand. Get it onto a stand. And this weekend, Rich will be over this weekend again working on the spindles and stuff. We got the filled up both the gas bottles for him. So we'll get the coaching cart on a stand. And what we'll do is we'll get Bray prepped up and maybe stuffed out into the trailer. And then we'll get coach cart up on a stand, give us some room in here. We can get the motor mount on, clutch gearing and all that kind of stuff. Got to take the back axle out of it and have a flat spot and holes put in it to move the sprocket from outboard of the bearings to inboard of the bearings for the 4-stroke. But minor stuff. We get the seat mounted in it and get the motor and stuff on. Get the axle squared away. We'll take the heat gun to these tires and see what kind of rubber's left. Probably more than enough for us just to go shake it down. And then we'll see what we're going to do about running it at Gingerman. We're looking at the schedule today. Today being Wednesday, August 19th, 9 o'clock tonight. The registration opens. And we want to get we want to get Bray pre-entered. We did it for Nelson. We did it on the first couple of days, and he ended up starting first. Gingerman is kind of weird the way they start you out on the track on the front straightaway, very close to that first turn. So if you start at the front, you have to kind of turn when you take off and then turn again when you're not really up to speed yet. I think if you start in the middle or maybe even in the back, you're going to go through that first turn at a higher rate of speed. Because you're not really up to speed yet, at all. You're going to struggle around it, turning the wheels, binding up the cart to turn that corner. So I don't know. We could always if we're registered and we're supposed to start first, we could always volunteer to start at the back so we get a better run at it. But we'll see. It doesn't matter. It's just a kid's, you know, his second trip to Gingerman, throwing it down for a piece of plastic this time instead of just getting some laps for experience. And I'll be honest, we were in May. We just guessed because we didn't have any clue what the kart would need for gearing. He was on a 2.3 ratio, man. We had a max torque 20-tooth clutch with his sprint gearing on the axle. We just threw 20 teeth on the front, took 12 teeth off, threw a 20 on the front. It ended up being 2.3. We're taking him back there with the same type of gearing ratio as the senior, at more of a 2.875 to 3.0. We may start him at 3.0, depending on how many kids show up, and then ease into, take a couple of teeth off here and there. You know, he has to learn how to draft, and this, I mean, we're talking about a second road race, man. I didn't learn how to draft until my second or third year road racing, man. So we'll see. I'm enjoying a candy cane. Cheers. It's August. You still got candy canes left from guys. You're darn right I do. I love my peppermint. So that's it. Seat looks good. We're gonna get senior kart up and going, and moving forward, we're gonna put everything in the trailer and get us down and run Fremont once, just to shake everything down, make sure nothing falls off the coach cart. Chase Braden around a little bit. Then we'll get everything back here, get everything cleaned up, fixed up, dialed in, change around for Gingerman. We want to take the shifter cart, but looking at the schedule, we really don't want to run the shifter cart in a shifter class. Nelson, it would have been okay because there was 15 carts all together in the whole group, maybe. We don't want to get run over, and we know, 1, we're fat, 2, we're old, and 3, we're not sprint kart guys, so we're not going to be up to speed compared to the group. And historically, now it seems to be a predetermined issue with if you're not up to speed in that class, running around having fun is okay until the guys come around to lap you, and then, you know, trying to avoid you or slamming on the brakes and flipping you off when you go by because you held them up. They just biff you, just biff, buff, boom. They just boff you right off the track. Just bump you right out, never let off the gas, and they just run right over you. And old Robert will come climbing out when he gets towed back in. He'll go looking for that guy, and I hate for that to happen. So the best way to deal with it is avoid it altogether, right? Right, Glenda? Right, avoid it altogether. So I wanted to run it in the F125 class, which is an enduro class that the Superkart 125 guys are kind of taking over and running in now. And the only difference between this and a Superkart is the body work. We just want to run it in a group where we're not going to get run over, that's all. And that F125 and the 206 senior, which is heavy, run in the same race group. So we'd have to pick one over the other. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just wait on the shifter cart to go, you know, run around for Grattan because it's already got a Grattan gear on it. It's less work for us. Who knows, right? Hang in there, y'all. Godspeed, God bless. That seat turned out really good. Check it out. She's coming around. Anybody needs this kind of work done, I don't really have to do it. I don't really want to do it, but if you got nowhere else to go, you can check out the guy in his shop here in China Township. He's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than buying a new seat, or well, just watch the videos and you can do it yourself. I'll walk you through it. Give me a call. We'll talk to y'all. That's looking good. We're happy with that right there.